Yes,
What's up,
sir.
man?
Yes, sir. What's
Good,
happening?
bro. How you?
I'm doing good, man. I'm good, man. Good, man. It's a pleasure to have you, man. It's a pleasure to have you. I see you got the lights and everything. I'm trying. You inspire me to try to do some of this
Yes,
back
I
here.
inspired
You
you.
know?
Not,
Yes, most
not.
definitely, man. Like you,
Come,
man. If y'all don't know, ladies and gentlemen, I'm
come on,
trying to
bro.
tell you.
Don't do it.
This one
Don't do
right
it.
here it's beyond honorable to have this individual with me today. He's the one that not just inspiring, but encouraged me to go all out, do me, be yourself, do your thing. You know, he's one of the best ever doing
Don't say
this, man.
that.
He's one of the best. If y'all ain't seen
Don't
these
say that. I'm not.
videos,
I'm definitely
I
not the best one.
I am jealous of this. I don't even know how you doing this editing. I was like, what?
Bro, it's easy.
I gotta figure it out.
It's easy.
Cause I'm like, am I slacking? I think I'm slacking.
It's just.
You
It's
know
just
what I mean?
about having a vision, right? You had a vision, and then you just do it.
Yes, sir. I'm working on it, man. I work on it. You inspire me with that, man. Keep doing your thing. Keep exposing and showing what real massage therapy can do. A lot of people don't know how helpful it is out here and like what we can actually do. Everybody think is just, the benefits of relaxation and everything, which is true. That's part of it, but it's much, much more that we can help with. And you putting that out there to educate everyone on how it can help in different modalities and different things that, a lot of people don't know. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking with Mr. Jermaine Drainen. Am I saying that right?
Drainen. Yeah.
Drainen. Mr. Jermaine Drainen. Body Joints, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, bro.
Man. Oh man.
I was excited when you asked me to be on here because it was like I watch since you introduced me to your podcast and stuff. Like I've been watching. Like I'm not gonna lie and say that I've been watching everything, or that I finished some of them, but I've definitely been watching, paying attention and stuff like that. And like you doing a podcast, like it's something I couldn't do.
Really? Oh man, I appreciate that. I just feel this is another avenue to try to bridge that gap between the knowing and the unknowing, and giving that information out there. A lot of people don't get the chance to see our perspective and our side. It's always usually one perspective of, I need a massage, I'm stressed out, let me go relax, right? But they don't think about what we put in. A lot of times, a lot of people don't think about what else we can do, or think about that as a holistic, therapeutic, medical healing. Is usually going down, I need some deep tissue, my neck hurt, my shoulder hurt, let me go in and get a massage, and that's it. They going about their business, not thinking about the actual, our side of it, and how we, do what we do to prepare for our day to help them as best way we can. That's why it's like, you know what, I want to get every therapist I can, licensed massage therapist that's pushing the envelope, that's trying to raise this industry to another level, and really be out here and being one of the dominant choices on well-being. Not to replace hospitals, but to be an alternative, to say, let me go try to get a massage first and see if that can help us get through whatever issue we're having, to a certain degree. Of course, we can't replace surgery or anything like that if that's needed, but a lot of things we can help with, like I mentioned time and time again, blood pressure, migraines, sciatica, stuff that we work on, plantar fasciitis, stuff like that, we can help with, and so forth and so forth, not just, stress relief. So, please share us your story. How did you come up with Body Joints? Like, what schools you went to get your training? How is it like going training in New Jersey? Because we're in New Jersey, correct? Yeah, in New Jersey. Tell us your stories. Enlighten us on Body
It's
Joints. How you even came up with the name,
it's funny.
etc.
It's like it's not even really a story. Like I don't have any crazy fascinating like things about like my business or like how I became a therapist. Literally, it was like my friend's mom was going to school for therapy. So she used to practice on us. At the same time, I was going to school for business. It was business administration, sales, and marketing. So that's where I learned like how to like edit and market myself. But I was literally like I was her guinea pig basically, and she would show us things that she learned in class, and I kind of like enjoyed it. And I had a conversation with a sales rep, and he basically told me that like they can't teach you business in school. Like they can teach you the fundamentals, but business as a whole, they can't really teach you. Right. So they was like, you're going to be wasting all this time and money on like all these unnecessary classes and stuff like that. And he was like, you're better off just dropping out and taking a business course and then just do your own thing. And he was like, you'll learn
Right.
as you go. And I was like, really? I didn't think about it that way. And then I was just sitting there one day. I was literally in class and I just was thinking about everything he was saying and listening to the teacher talk. And I was like, I don't want to be here. And I walked out. And that
Mm-hmm.
was the day I dropped out. And I remember I was listening to music and a commercial came on for massage. You know those Pandora commercials. If you don't pay your subscription, you get all those ads. So I was listening to one of the ads saying about massage therapy. You could build your own schedule. So I looked up different schools in my area. I came across about three, but I only landed on one that I like clicked on and then asked about extra information. They called me within like 30 minutes and asked me to come to the school to like do a walk around. And I left that day, enrolled to go to school 2 weeks from that day. And then like literally it was history after that. And when we one of the classes we were in was like the business portion of the class of like where you like they wanted you to like make a mock business. Well, I didn't know what
Yeah.
my business was going to be named, so I was just like body joints, whatever, put it together, and that was it. Like it wasn't really the name; it was just like body joints, and we just gonna throw that together just for the initial thing. Um, and when I started my company, I was just like body joints work. And if I don't know how long you've been following me, I know it's been a while. I don't know if you was there from the very
Yeah.
start, but like we went through phases. It was Jermaine's mobile massage, then it was body joints. It was body joints. What was it? Uh, it was massage therapeutic. um,
Mm-hmm.
and then I was like doing Google searches of like different things on like what's a good name, what's not a good name, like names to stay away from. And then it just kind of stuck. I was just like body joints, and then I just switched it and was just like therapeutic massage, and then that was it. And then everybody just says body joints now.
Yeah, it's very catchy and unique. I like it. I've been following because our story, um, pretty much is what about 2 years in the
Mm-hmm.
making. One thing was at that time I was going to school, or I just graduated from school during that time. Pretty much, I've been out of school for about a year, 6 months, or something like that. Graduated in
Okay.
2019. Matter of fact, same school I just went and did like a career panel on, talking to future massage therapists that's about to get out here, trying to get them more information of the experience I've had, working for myself. So I went through my journey as
Mm-hmm.
well. But during that time, this was around the pandemic and everything, and I will follow, and this is why I say like you want, very inspiring. The ones that I would like take notes on, like, yo, this person is doing phenomenal. I like their vision. I like their
Mm-hmm.
approach. I like their sessions for what they're showing. I like the flow, just kind of pick and try to figure out, the experience and try to figure out like how to become my
Mm-hmm.
own. And during that time, I came across another therapist that had a like a how should I say, like a real moment. You can feel the burden. That just that day was a little bit heavy, and it showed a different side. And I was like, you know what? I'm pretty sure therapists working for themselves, that they may come across a time that they feel that way. And I was appreciative of that person showing that you could have just had your moment and put the camera down, but she actually got it on camera, and I appreciated her for that. And from that point forward, I was like, you know what, everybody I'm following, everybody I'm taking notes on and learning from, I'm shouting them all out. They getting shout outs tomorrow. They don't know what's coming besides that one that, I told us, like, I'm shouting you out tomorrow, and I got several others I'm shouting out of nowhere, and you was one of them, with many others. So this is kind of the full circle, because everybody I shout out, I'm trying to bring on the show.
Okay.
And have that conversation to them, give them their roses, let them know they're doing phenomenal, keep doing what you're doing, and having, them share their experience and how they came to be. So, like, how long, I mean, I know this is the story, but how long was that process? Was that over a 5-year span, 10-year span?
So like I said, when I did the mock business thing, I actually took it serious. So like I kind of started planning my business during that class. And then I took, I want to say maybe a year and a half after school to like really develop the business. And I had a bunch of people like from Hand and Stone, all my managers and stuff like that actually helped me out, because I got hired at Hand and Stone right out of school. And the lady was like, why did you want to work here? And I was like, I didn't. I was like, the school administrator sent my resume over to you guys. I was like, my goal is to work for myself. But I was like, I know as a therapist, as a new therapist, I need to make a name for myself. I need as much practice as possible. So if you want to hire me, I would gladly spend my time here perfecting my craft and then leaving respectfully. And she loved that, and like she literally helped me build my business from like structures behind the scenes, contracts, paperwork and stuff like that. She even gave me there's like the little agreement forms that Hand and Stone gives people. She gave me one of the like copies that you're not supposed to give out, and like she like redacted like some information that I wasn't really supposed to have, and then she was like, "Here, you can take a copy of this and just read it over and do whatever you need to do." And I was like, "Okay."
Wow.
But it was literally all about making
Wow.
connections with like people for the growth. And like I said, originally, I started on Facebook, got no traction. Facebook is probably like, unless you got like a big following and like family and friends actually love you and hype you up, Facebook is cool. But I didn't really get any traction from that, just because of like the people around me. No one wanted to get a massage from me because I was a guy. I was a friend. I was a friend. A lot of my fiance's friends didn't want to get a massage from me because, again, I was a guy, and that was my fiance's friend, so they was like, that's weird. A lot of family members didn't want to do it, so it was just like I literally had to start from ground zero with like strangers.
Man.
So I made the switch over to Instagram, and just kept seeing all like the sensual pages. Like that's what hit first. Like as soon as I went on like any hashtag of massage, it was just literally all sensual people. And I was like, that's not massage. I was like, let me post some videos, like just me playing around and just posting some videos. And like literally, I think it was about by the time of the 5th video, people were DMing me like, how much you charge? And I'm like, I don't have a business. I was like, well, let me get this thing rolling. So like during that whole time, I was taking that time, like year and a half, to like kind of like start a business. And as people started pouring in, it was like, I want a massage from you, like right now, I will pay you. And I'm just like, okay. So I literally took what I had and just started.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, that's impressive. I'm having, I mean, Instagram is tough to start at ground zero. I know exactly what you mean. I can relate with Facebook. Facebook, I got like 5,000 friends on the
Mm-hmm.
list, and I'll post a video. Try to get them interested in booking a session, and like 60 people didn't see
Mm-hmm.
it, and I'm like, 5,000 to 60 ratio.
Yeah.
This ain't working.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go somewhere else and try to build the Instagram up, which is slowly but surely
Mm-hmm.
going. But that's interesting. Kind of going back to the Hannah Stone moment. A lot of companies wouldn't have done that. I think that's pretty dope. That you know people actually help and kind of put the business to the side. It's like, you know what, because you're being honest, we're going to help you out,
Mm-hmm.
and and do what we can to kind of get you going, on your own, which is pretty cool, man. So like, what, as far as like developing the Instagram, like you said, you started from ground zero with that, would that be for future therapists that may be
Mm-hmm.
listening? What would you say to them to kind of help as far as like the marketing? Did you take like marketing class for that, or you just kind of, I know you just said you was playing around with it, but like when did you turn it up and really, because I know you took I want to say editing,
Yeah.
because them videos is top notch,
So
man. Them videos is
so in,
top notch.
thank you, bro. So in high school, I took computer literacy 1, 2, and 3. And then after that, like I said, I went to business school. So we did sales. And at the same time I was in business school, I also worked for Chick-fil-A too. So I was on a marketing team for Chick-fil-A. So just constantly learning different styles of marketing, and like what actually is a good marketing video, what's not, like what's eye catching, things like that. And just constantly like, posting videos, like different things. Like I try not to post the same video. Like even if I'm massaging the back, that video I
Mm-hmm.
posted last week of the back and the video I post tomorrow about the back should not be the same thing. It should not look the
Right.
same, because
Right.
I'm constantly trying to reach different people. So like a move I do on the back for this one might catch someone's eye, but the next video it might catch someone else's eye, even though they looked at the same video. So it's just like
Mm-hmm.
constantly just changing it up. And that's why I don't like posting the same videos. I barely even like reposting my stuff. I do it just because I've learned to not waste material. Like if you already posted it and it got good traction, then there's a chance you repost it again, you're gonna get a whole nother side of people who didn't see it. But I
Mm-hmm.
constantly like just making new organic content. That's why it takes me so long
Man,
sometimes.
but that's good. I look at it kind of like the you take your time to make sure when you do drop a video is
Hmm.
authentic, and that brings me to the point. You know how they say, to really develop a following, you need to post 2, 3, 4 times a
I
day.
say that's wrong.
Me too.
That's
A lot of people don't,
mm-mm.
because at the end of the day, I was saying this to having a conversation, and I'm like, when I'm looking at Instagram, I'm looking at any social media, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just checking out everybody. If they post like 3 times, I may mute their whole page, because because they getting on my nerves. Like
Yeah.
I don't want to see 15 stories of what you did between noon and 2.
Uh-huh.
Okay, that gets annoying. Even though, but that's what a lot of people are pushing,
Yeah.
is you need to be posting 3, 4 times a day. And I was like, I notice when I post, every next story decreases
Uh-huh.
and the next story decreases. And I was like, there's less and less people actually watching this, or it's not going to them. However, it is, I see a decline.
Mm-hmm.
So I converted to posting, if anything, no more than 2. If I
Are
do
you
that,
talking about
really, like
are
once
you
I
talking about posts or stories?
both,
Both?
you know what I
Okay.
mean? Like I'm kind of like, I put them in there because I want to put something out and then let that be what it
Okay.
be, and then I may come back. So I ask you now that because we on the same accord with that. Like, what is your perspective? What is your take on a balance between posting? Do you do it every day? Do you do it every other day? Like, I know it may take you a while,
Um
but what's your perspective of
so All right, I'll speak to it about like how I do it now and then what I used to do. So now,
Okay.
because of the traction I have, I can kind of post whenever I want and still get the same kind of results that I'm looking
Mm-hmm.
for. So like that doesn't matter. But like for someone first starting out, if you're going to do the 2 or 3 videos a day, you got to keep that up, which is exhausting.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of content, man. Like
Yeah.
it is great to do because you'll get traction, more people will see you, but it gets exhausting. Like 2 3 videos a day for a whole month. How many videos is that?
A lot. There's at least 100 videos you about to
Yeah,
put
in
out.
a in a
You
in a
know.
month versus spreading
Yeah.
that out. You could do one video a week. You know, you could do one video a week on Wednesday, and like you can market that. Now you have a marketing tool where you could be like, "Hey guys, I post every Wednesday at 6 o'clock." So now all your clients and everybody who follows you on social media can now be like, "All right, it's about to be 6 o'clock. This video about to drop on Wednesday." So you'll have more
Mm.
viewers that way than versus than trying to just post 2 times a day and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And then when it comes to stories, I always say, um, if you're gonna do 2 or 3 stories a day, do it at the respectful times as like you do. It's 9 a.m. when people first wake up and they're going to work. There's between 12 and 1 lunchtime, and then the last one would be 6 to 7 for a story, which would be when the nightcap is. But always put whatever you really want. Like, say if you're doing a sale or something like that, make that your 9 a.m. video, because every time you post, whoever didn't look at your story all day, the first thing they're gonna see is that sale at the end of the night.
Okay.
All right. So you put your most important thing in the beginning. That way, every time they're like, oh, someone just posted a story, they click on it. The first thing they're going to see is the sale. And even if they don't continue watching all your stories, they saw the sale.
I wasn't even thinking about that, man, because I'm trying to figure it out myself. Right now, a lot of word of mouth is what's
Mm-hmm.
thriving. And I'm pretty sure you have word of mouth too. Everybody, talking about it, great sessions that they're getting from you, and that thrives. So that's
Mm-hmm.
kind of like the default number one is getting your name, getting confidence, and spreading the word.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the social media game, I never thought about it in a time spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought about it whenever I post to do it least amount so you won't get on nobody's nerves. From seeing you too many times, it's like I don't need to know, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's a good point, which also bring me to sales. I remember the one video you put, you was like, everybody gather around, right?
Uh-huh.
And you was talking about how February was the only time you was doing the sale,
Mm-hmm.
right? Do you still stick to that format, or have you
Um,
transition to a different format?
so I haven't done the 28-day sale in 2 years. Reason being, we took a hit. I literally between COVID shutting down
Mm-hmm.
and I invested into skincare. We were literally doing we had a esthetician. We were going to have a female therapist. I got a new building. Well, it's just me now. So so
Woo!
so I invested, and as a business, you invest in things. Sometimes it goes good, sometimes it goes bad. Well, this one went bad, so I'm still recovering. So we can't
Mm-hmm.
afford to do a sale. Honestly,
Mm-hmm.
the reason why I
Yeah.
did the sale, like everybody always used to be like, "How can you afford to do this sale all month?" And it's like it's a give back. It's not for me
Mm-hmm.
to. It's not for me to make a big profit. It's for overall, I have a high price. A lot of people always used to message me like, "Hey, bro, how you get people to pay this high price?" Because different areas, calls for different price points. And one of the things I did was just making sure that we had a whole month dedicated to giving back. It's 50% off. Everybody knows February is 50% off. And I try to get people to get memberships during this time. So the number one priority for the February sale was to get memberships. So I used to sell it as like, you're getting this for 50% off. If you get a membership, it'll be the same price every month that you paying right now, versus the markup value, which is like hundreds of dollars, even though it wasn't that much, but and it kind of sold. Like, people really enjoyed the service. And it wasn't like I watered down the service. You got the same 100% service that you would have got if you paid 100% of the price, just for half the price, and you tried it out.
Man, that's incredible. I like that format of how you did that, because I was going to move right into being able to or move into talking about, because I saw that you were doing estheticians and all that, and how that came along your journey of doing it. But it's back to just you now, from what
It
you were
is
saying.
just me, man.
Oh man, how was that process of getting to that point to going back down? Like, how did that go? Like,
It's
how was that for you? Like, how would you even have that conversation? Like,
I mean, emotionally, I'm still dealing with it. I'm still dealing with it emotionally, because it was a major loss. I don't want to talk numbers, but it was a major loss. But overall, it came down to the female therapist. She just never, like, we had an agreement, like, we were gonna switch over. We were gonna get the new building. I was gonna get 3 rooms. Everybody was gonna have their own room. The esthetician had came over, the female therapist didn't. So I was just like, all right, cool. Cut my losses. It is what it is. So as we were developing and I was changing everything on the website and things like that, I think it was like maybe 3 months in, the esthetician she wanted to move. And she wanted to move out of state. And she was contemplating on the idea of, like, will she do it or will she not? And me and her are friends. So, like, we came from the same hand and stone and everything like that. And the one reasons why she was a part of my business is because she wanted to do her own thing. And, I mentor people sometimes. So I was mentoring her and trying to get her to build her business. And people don't get to see how hard it is to be a business owner. So when she did see that side, she was like, she didn't want it. So I was just like, all right, well, you can just come work for me. You can still work under yourself, but you just work under me. And so she liked that idea. So that's how that became a part. But she just wanted to move. And, like, as a friend, I just encouraged her to make the decision that she didn't want to make on her own. Um, so as a business owner, I had to look at it from the business side. I had to look at it as a friend, and I had to look at it in the client's eyes. And the number one decision for everybody was just to let her go.
Yeah, man. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Like, we don't. It's not often we get to see sometimes the downside of, we get our perspective, but how to deal with things we may come across ourselves. Now, going through that process, are you trying? I know you're still dealing with it, but with the goal being in the future to maybe try to get back to that point, or do you feel like I may be better just doing what I'm doing here?
As of right now, going through all the trials as being a boss and having employees, I'm kind of at a moment. Like, I don't know yet. I'm not passing up the idea. I know that I know that the foundation is there. So I said it, like, I can have employees anytime I want. But if I'm going to do it, I need to make sure that the people I assign are 100% committed to not working for me, but working for themselves. Because everybody wants to work, everybody wants to get a paycheck, but how many people are actually going to take the time to self-promote? And that's what killed it.
The self-promotion portion of it, man. That's I never would have assumed. Like, I mean, I wouldn't know that, because working for yourself, you got to get your name out there. But if you're not taking that marketing seriously. I think one of the most important things as a massage therapist is marketing, accounting, your taxes, and everything,
Yep.
and staying on top of your craft, studying, and making sure you stay sharp to help as many people as possible. Of course, the legal aspect of it, making sure you stay legit across the board,
Yes.
doing your CEUs and etc. But that marketing is a huge portion. If you can't market that well, or at least get to the point where you can get people talking about you to at least kind of get the ball rolling,
Mm-hmm.
it's a very, very, very tough time.
Yep.
So another question for you, because you may not be doing it right now, I'm not sure, but how do you feel about insurance? Do you did you accept insurance? I don't know if you have like HSA in New Jersey or FSA, like
We
the health savings account and stuff. Is that
so
something that you
so yeah,
do?
with my billing, we can do HSA and FSA, I believe. Yeah, we could do those. But as far as insurance, I'm not I'm not classified as a medical therapist, which I'm okay with. By all means, I'm not a medical therapist. I know that 100%.
Right.
So because I'm not classified as a medical therapist, I can't do insurances.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I never promoted myself as a medical therapist, so I'm not mad at that.
Right. Right. What I see is is very authentic, very holistic, very therapeutic.
Mm-hmm.
Is what is the vibes I get. Not just relaxation, but more on really deep healing and very caring about what you doing and being able to work out problems. I
Yeah.
mean, flow is second to none.
Mm-hmm.
The flow don't stop. What you do with that, which is incredible. Now, am I correct? Or do I see that I remember back then you used to do mobile. Is that once you got to this point, do you still continue mobile sessions, or
Yes.
do you travel,
I still do
or
mobile and I have the studio. So I still do both. And I don't I do mobile and studio in the same day. I don't break it up to where I only do mobile one day or studio. Literally, I have a 15-mile radius from my spa. If you in that 15-mile radius, you can have a mobile session.
okay, okay. What encouraged you to do both in the same? Well, I guess 15 miles is not that far. It's
Mm-hmm.
real quick there because in the studio the transition of from client to client is way quicker.
Mm-hmm.
So in the mobile you got to set everything up, get there ahead of time, set
Yes.
everything up, get that going, then break it down and that. How do you balance the two between the two since you combine them into the same day?
Well, I got multiple everything. um, the studio has its own setup. The mobile has its own setup in the car. So whenever someone needs a mobile session, I'm ready to go. But there's a mobile session in a sense on my schedule is 3 hours. So if
Okay.
someone just books a 60-minute session, they're booking 3 hours of my time for a mobile session because I block off an hour before to get there and then an hour after to get to wherever I need to go. This
Nice.
allows me so I don't have to rush. I don't like
Right.
rushing.
Oh, me either. Especially like a lot of times in the spa, by the time you get done with a session,
Mm-hmm.
the client is already waiting, which makes me feel like by the time you're constantly thinking about the next versus
Yeah.
being present in the session a lot. I'm
Yes.
not saying every therapist do that, but that's the kind of default way about it. So even with the mobile session, do you also do that? So you have two studio times. Do you separate time between each session in studio as well to kind of give
Yes.
you that time so you're not rushing?
Mm-hmm. So in between, depending on the service. So the way I break it down on my schedule is depending on the service, depends on how much break time I get in between. So like for a regular massage, which would be the integrated, it's only about 15 minutes in between.
Okay.
For the royal massage, there's 30 minutes in between because I got to clean the stones and clean the table. Like, I mean, even both sessions I clean the table, but the goddess, like the royal massage, there's more oil on the table because like I use the leather covering versus sheets, so like it has to be wiped down more than the other one.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Man, so which kind of heads into the next question. where did you get the royal and the goddess? Can you break that and explain the goddess massage and the royal massage? Because I had a debate about this. You know, I had a friend of mine that was like, "Why is this and why is that?" I was like, first of all, this is well, I'll let you explain it. I know exactly what you're doing, but break down the goddess and the royal massages that you do. Break that down for us.
All right. So overall, the idea came from the like the sensual therapists and stuff like that. Everybody was so hot and heavy on getting some type of service of that nature. Um, and you know, a lot of the things that people do, they take our styles and then they turn it into something crazy. So I looked into it, and I was already accustomed to the Lomi Lomi technique.
That's what I was waiting on right there. That's what I was waiting on right there. Go ahead.
So I was already accustomed to the Lomi Lomi technique. That's my flow. Regardless of what service I'm doing, that is my flow. My flow is Lomi Lomi technique. So I took the Lomi Lomi style, learned it, actually got certified in it, and then created my own service. So the at first it was called the goddess massage, but trying to include everybody and let people know that I do male and female, like there's no discrimination. I changed the name for it to be a more unique. Now you're getting the royal massage, but if you want to call it the goddess, then that's on you. If you want to call it the king, that's on you. But the actual service is called royal.
Royal.
Yes. So it was just literally taking aspects of Lomi Lomi. I've learned everything as far as like the prayers and everything like that. And then when I wanted to adapt it into my business, I was like, all right, how do I make it so it doesn't look like that? And it just came down to the education, literally explaining what it is and what it ain't, showing it in a more classier way. Some people still think it's a sensual massage, but there's no other way to show it
Right.
without it giving that sensual vibe. And there's aspects of Lomi Lomi that I've taken out. Like you're supposed to do a prayer before, you're supposed to do a prayer in the middle. I took that out because you don't know everybody's religious beliefs. And then I added warm oil. I added the hot stones. I added the aromatherapy. So there's different things that I added into it. And then just basically, like I said, the knowledge of it, learning exactly what it was. So when people have a question, I can just answer it. It makes a big difference. Because I'm pretty sure if you go to these other people and you're like, what are you doing? And what is it? They're going to be like,
A massage?
it's a massage.
Right? That's exactly what because I broke it down like you just said. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard him himself. Lomi Lomi. Okay? That's where it stems from. And of course, having your license, having that knowledge, you have the free will to do it how you custom to do it. But as you can tell, training, certified in it, very knowledgeable about it. Because it came down, oh man, it got to be the lights and the music. Oh, this is sensual. It came down to that. It's like, that doesn't take away how I'm helping this person. This technique is a very professional technique, it's a Hawaiian technique, if I'm correct.
Yes.
A Hawaiian technique and it'd be lovely to go learn from Hawaii, but I know there's other courses that you can do across the nation. We can do it, but however you do it, you get certified and get the knowledge behind it. There's one thing seeing the other stuff and seeing the actual real thing. Lomi Lomi. If you're confused about it, look it up. There's plenty of videos on YouTube. You can look at BodyJoints with Lomi Lomi. And I understand the draping is where y'all start off with, right? Because it's very minimum draping. Lomi Lomi is a continuous flow from head to toe. And it's so much more to it, which I'm pretty sure Jermaine can go much further with. But I didn't even know about it because I haven't got it yet. I'm not there. I'm coming. I'm gonna get it. But the prayer aspect I didn't even know about, which makes sense. I can see that.
Yeah.
So
because
it's
it's a
not.
healing session, so
Yes.
it really is. It enhances the spiritual realm of your being.
Mm-hmm.
So the way I took it and marketed it off is just more so like every like everyone's always about, you know, body positivity or in their mind about their body, you know, and like what they're going through. So like I marketed it as a free spirited session where nothing matters. You know, you could be comfortable. You're
Mm-hmm.
free. Like there's nothing holding you down as far as like sheets or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And like it's a way for you to really totally relax. You know, we like I said, the overall when the person books it and like we get into the room, you know, I tell them that they're gonna remove all their clothing. And they're gonna get underneath a sheet. I always start off with a sheet. They're never just like a towel and then you're just starting. Like we start off with a sheet. And in traditional Lomi Lomi, you start off with a sheet. No one's
Mm-hmm.
ever just completely, you know, naked on a table right away. So you start off with a sheet. I added in compressions to kind of like, you know, get the body prepared for the session. We do a breathing exercise with aromatherapy to kind of get your mind ready for the session. And then from there, we begin. So that breathing exercise and the compressions kind of really put your mind at ease. So by the time that we go to pull that sheet off and put the drape on, you are totally in your own zone.
See, you see the breakdown. You see the breakdown. We legit over here. This is what we do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, educating everyone. Of course, I'm pretty sure you've getting because I also see a recent post of getting some extreme clients. We'll just go that way with it.
Yeah,
You know,
that's been since day one.
man, it's going. It's just it's the habit, but to kind of move on from that because that can get deep. Uh, but how have you? Because I also take male and female, no discrimination either side.
Mm-hmm.
But have your male clientele recently? My male clientele has been growing
Mm-hmm.
as they get educated, and usually a lot of them get their schedule or their session scheduled from their wives, right?
Gotcha.
And it's
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, my wife told me to come here. She said you can help me with my back, and then they leave out feeling amazing. So, like, how have you kind of worked on like trying to get more clientele total, both male and female, to increase, or has it got to a point where now you see just as much on either side?
Honestly, um, like I would say this is one of my faults as a business owner. I don't sell massage. I've never sold massage, so it's hard for me to like bring in people because my main focus is never to bring people in. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm I'm grounded with the people I have, and that is more than enough.
Mm-hmm.
And anybody else that is coming in, I will, bring them in with open arms. But literally, like when I post, I literally just post the information, and it's if you book, you book. If you don't, you don't.
That's a
Like
good way to look at it.
that is where I'm at right now. Like I changed a bunch of things just to show people that like you don't even have to ask me, do I do males anymore? It's in my bio.
Mm-hmm.
Like all you got to do is book. Like don't ask me no more questions about who am I or whatever. It's all there.
Yeah.
You see it. I have the name to back it up. I have the reviews. And if you want it, you want it. And if you don't, you don't.
Yeah, that's a good point. I was talking to a mentor of mine, and she always, when I was first getting started to this point, she would always tell me that if they want the massage, they're gonna book it.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna you don't have to sell it. And then I realized I started doing minimum changes too because I'll get questioned like, hey, or is the massage for male as well? From males. And it's like, yeah, and I
Mm-hmm.
was like, you know what? I started like, how can I make this more clear? So I started
Exactly.
posting more male content, and so they can see it clear on both sides. So that's a hell of a point
Yeah.
of of how to look at things.
Yeah, for
So
my
you can't. Go ahead.
from my videos, like I said, like there are some videos that are clear male, and then there are some videos that are clear female. But there are some videos there that some people think is a girl, and it's not. It's a guy.
I got those too.
and it'd be so funny because the
Yeah,
comments they be going crazy, and I just feel like if you knew,
yeah,
with
that's a guy. Yeah,
that's the
my
guy.
cupping video. It's like, how is she? I was like, no, that's a male. You just didn't see the face or whatever, but
Mm-hmm.
you look closer. Hopefully, you'd be able to see the distinction, but
Yep.
maybe not. I understand. Cool, no problem. We work on everybody here.
Exactly. It doesn't
We
even
work on
matter.
everybody here.
Uh-huh.
Which is amazing. So tell us, how is it? How is it in New Jersey? Like
It's
compared to like, how is it?
it's tough. I mean, for the most, I want to say like maybe in the past, for the first 5 years, I was the only one.
Really?
I was like, I mean, well, I wouldn't say the only one because like we have North Jersey and we have South Jersey, right? So I'm on South Jersey spectrum. Everybody else that I know is on North Jersey spectrum. So you got Pro Body, you got Compliments, you got Pukazi, you got BWS. They're all North. They're all
Mm-hmm.
North, and
Okay.
there's a bunch of others. There's a bunch of others. Like they literally have like when people say squad, they got it. they got it. So
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I'm here and like people be like they be like, yo, you don't collab with nobody down there? Ain't nobody down here.
Oh, y'all gonna come and visit? I mean,
And like ain't nobody down here. They be like, yo, can you
no,
take this client for me and such and such? I'm like, bro, that's 2 hours away from me, bro. Like I can't.
man.
Like a lot of like North Jersey and South Jersey, we're close, but we ain't close.
Yeah.
And like so I miss a lot of opportunities. Like I get events like people want me to go to New York and everything like that, and I'd be like, I just give it to them. I'm like, yo, y'all closer. Have at it.
Man.
Um but like recently this year, I've been there's been a lot of new coming people, like newcomers,
Mhm.
that I've been trying to grab and put under my wing
Yeah.
so we can get a little squad. We need
Right.
something.
Right. Oh man. I tell everybody I podcast. It's like I'm actually part of it is not just sharing the experiences. So anybody that may be listening, New Jersey BodyJoints, he's your guy. You need to go see him, check him out. Showing love, giving the roses, and doing everything that we do. But also with that, I will try to build. It kind of goes back to that original time where I was telling you I was shouting everybody out.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what pre-COVID. It was getting pretty bad during that time. It was a tough moment,
Mm-hmm.
and still is. We still amongst it, but not as bad as we was 2020. But with that, I would like to get to the point where we can all come together. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? On a way bigger scale, So there would be times like I would like to come to New Jersey and link up and we'll do something together. You can come to Indiana if you're interested. Do something together. Go to here and there and actually put together like a super event,
Mm-hmm.
where we can all relax and rest because we all need it. I know you working like crazy, and actually enjoy the presence of one another. Like, hey, we are out here actually helping, the well-beings of humanity.
Yeah.
So why not come together and show that, hey, we're not alone. You're not by yourself. Right now, you're the only one, but you got some coming. But
You
you
got
also
some
got
coming.
brothers and sisters outside of South Jersey as well. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
at any given time, we definitely got to link and do something, man. I would love to. You know what I mean? And
Of
really
course.
try to push it forward as I'm trying to make this thing global. I
I
call it
got
the
you.
Avengers. So it's like, yep, you got the Zodiac experience, you got BodyJoints, you got, and I follow Pukazi, follow her
Mm-hmm.
as well. But
Mm-hmm.
I haven't got a chance to sit down and talk to her yet.
Yeah, that was one of my one of my first people that I actually collab with, me and Pooh. I still got the pictures and stuff. It's forever ago, but
Yeah.
we still talk from time to time. Me and her son got the same birthday.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Nice. Yeah, she's doing amazing as well. The last time I realized like y'all knew each other, I think she just opened up, or it's been a minute now, but she opened
Uh-huh.
up her own studio or
Yep.
something like that.
And I went
Yeah.
out there.
Yep. That's
Yeah.
why I was like, oh, Body Joints, no Fugazi. Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Fugazi, get it right. Another phenomenal therapist. You know what I mean? Jersey, North Jersey. Go
Yes. North
south.
Jersey. North.
North Jersey, Fugazi.
Yep.
South, Body Joints. Make sure you understand the distinctions. It's all about where you at,
Yeah.
right? Man,
Yes.
this is phenomenal. So like, where do you see? Well, I can ask this in two questions. Where do you see massage therapy as an industry moving the next 5 years? Where do you see it being, and where do you see you as Body Joints in 5 years from now? I know right now you focus on recovering and everything. Like,
Um,
where would you like to see it? Let's put it that way.
I mean, I feel like massage as an industry is still being structured in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
Because as a massage, we still get hit with the whole sexual scandals and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
We like there's a lot of people who are untrained,
Mm-hmm.
or there's people who are trained who really don't care about the client. But overall, like more people are starting to wake up and see, like, the fake, the real from the fake, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
So I just see it still just growing. I know right now the field is booming with therapists doing post-op and lymphatic drainage
Oh
massages,
man,
which is kudos to them because I could not.
right?
Fluid is not my best friend. I will not. I would pass out. Um, but they got that. And then, as the industry continues to grow, and more people get trained, I feel like it's going to be good. I don't feel like massage would become a bad thing unless like we have like another like little pandemic or something like that where people really are just very skeptical about being touched from another person.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then like for myself, in 5 years, like I feel like my business will be bigger, because like I'm still growing. It might be a little bit, but growth is good. And right now I'm not doing a lot of heavy marketing, and the fact that I'm still growing means a lot. It means that like whatever I'm doing is working. And when I actually take the time to finish up all the changes that I need to be made and actually just go full fledged promoting again like I was in like 2 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
then we're gonna be top tier.
Nice.
Like I'm still my biggest thing is still to take over this whole South Jersey area,
Yeah.
and like have people under me to work. Like 10 years I don't want to be massaging. I want to be the big boss. I just want to send people where they need to go. And of course, like I will have clients out there. They already say it right now. Like I'm gonna be massaging them until I'm like 62. I don't know where they got that idea from,
Right.
but
Yeah.
um but I'm still gonna have my little clientele here and there, but it'll be more managed and more private. But overall, I want to run a company.
Yeah, which is awesome, man. It's not a lot of companies that are ran by massage therapists,
Hmm.
and I think that that creates. I feel that's, to me, maybe I'm being biased, the best route to go, because sometimes you'll have that distinction between owner that doesn't understand the therapist and the therapist that doesn't understand the owner. But
Hmm.
when you have the therapist that is the owner, you have best of both worlds and be able to maneuver and actually take on task a lot better with a clearer understanding and on one accord. I think
Yes.
that's the best way to do that. So like with the license, like here in Indiana, July 13th, it converted fully over to licensure.
Hmm.
And, you got to have a license in order to do that. Has New Jersey adopted that yet? Or has it always been
Um,
in there for a while? Or how is that?
so We've had licenses for a while now. Like you had to be a licensed therapist. I know my class was the last class before they actually mandated that you had to take the test. Um, so I didn't take the test. I want to take the test, but like now that I'm like 6 years in, like I got a lot of studying to do
Mm-hmm.
before I take the test.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Coming right out of school, I probably would have passed it. Right now, knowing like if I had a test scheduled tomorrow, I'm failing it completely. Only because you lose a lot of the things that you don't use. Like with
Right.
the test, like they want us to know everything. Like they want us to know every single muscle and everything like that.
Yeah.
When you get in a groove and become your own therapist, have a you have a special like you become specialized in your own set of muscles. I specialize in sciatica and lower back pain.
Mm-hmm.
So I know all the muscles and groups and everything to explain that. But when it comes to like somebody with like a neck injury, yes, I know it, but I don't know it. I don't know it.
Right. Right. Right.
So it's just different. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, New Jersey's always had a license.
Which is understandable. They here in Indiana, they converted it. They decided on it in 2019. So when I
Mm-hmm.
graduated, we went through the licensure way,
Mm-hmm.
versus prior. Where they introduced the bill in 2017, they made it official in 2019. That same
Mm-hmm.
month, is when I took that test. So we went through where, I got it right, right there, you know.
Yeah.
So the actual license agency through there, which is good, continuing education unit, you got to have a X amount of credit hours.
Mm-hmm.
And I recently found out like every place is different, and that's one of
Yeah.
the main questions that I like to ask. So if someone's near, someone's there, they can kind of get the idea of the process to how to get started. Some good schools to go to, and usually there's a lot of credit hours. Here was 500, then they moved it up to 750, so 750 credit hours now. New
Mm-hmm.
York is 1,800. It was 1,000, but now they moved that up to 1,800. And
Dang.
then I think it was, I don't remember the other one. In Maryland, I had an interview in Maryland. So what's the credit hours if the
Um,
in Jersey?
when I went to school, we did 600 hours.
600 hours. Okay.
Yeah, it was 600 hours. I don't know what it is right now. My school actually closed down during the pandemic.
Ooh.
Um, I mean, a lot of people weren't producing massage therapists anyway during that time. So
Mm-hmm.
it just is what it is. Um, but I think for every 2 years we gotta reapply. I think we need 20. It's either 20 or 24 credits. We need to get to
Yeah.
Ria,
About
and then
24 here. So it's
yeah,
probably, I would
yeah,
assume 24.
yeah, 24 and like four ethics. I don't even know what it is anymore. I take so many classes, like I'm always good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Uh,
like because they roll over. They didn't a while ago, but now they roll over. So as you take them, kind of like keep them, which is cool.
yeah,
So man, like oh man, what a hell of a time. I'm not trying to take too much time in you. I know you got a busy schedule and everything like that. I know we're
they good.
approaching our hour and everything. But
Mm-hmm.
is there anything else you would like to share for anybody listening, client wise, therapist
Um,
wise, that you would like to share? You want to go into more some massage techniques, some tricks that you do to help relieve tension and
I mean,
dealing with sciatica or etc.
I mean, for my sessions, I really don't really do too much. I I'm an intuitive therapist, so
Mm,
I have a hard time explaining
yeah,
what I'm doing. I just do it.
right,
Um,
right.
so like a lot of people love that about me. That's one of the one things that people compliment me on the most is that I don't talk during my sessions. A lot of times people get massages and their therapist talk through the whole thing. And it's just like I tell them, like if you get a service and you want them to be quiet, just tell them, "Hey, can you stop talking to me?" And and they should.
Yeah.
Um, but like overall, for new therapists, just be yourself. Like I found that being yourself is the best way to go. Like I said, I was just like you with I still do it. Like I look at like I had three big name IG therapists that I used to look at all the time. It was BWS, Hands of Fury,
Mm-hmm.
and Ty. I don't know if you know Ty. She
I've heard
does
of
the post therapy, the post op Thai massage.
Uh-huh.
So those are like three big name therapists that I came across, and like I was just like I want to be like them. Like I could relate with BWS because we grew up in Jersey, kind of similar background story.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I like Ty because she was herself, like authentic, goofy, just made people laugh, didn't really care what people had to say.
Mm-hmm.
Um, if you caught her on a day she had time, she was in the comment section giving people advice and talking back to people that needed to be talked back to.
Mm.
And then Hands of Fury, the quality of those videos, man.
I gotta get him on the show, man. I've chatted with Hands of Fury a couple of times myself, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
man. And
The
that's like,
quality.
there's three, you, Hands of Fury, and he recently changed his name. He was I Am Massage, but he changed his name to Sanity. I want to say Massage.
I
Oh,
don't think I
fella,
found.
I'm maybe he's in Carolina. I'm not sure where he is, but the
Mm-hmm.
y'all. I was just sitting there, I was like, man, look at this video. I done watched it 15 times already. I don't even know what song that is, but it is crazy. Look how all this just synchronized. I'm slacking. I'm not doing
Are you talking
nothing
about the
compared to
last
this.
one? Are you
Yeah,
talking about the last one?
oh my gosh.
The full circle flow?
Yes. The
Yeah,
full, man, I'm like, whatever I'm doing is whack. I need to go take a class or something. They showing out on me because whatever I'm doing ain't it. This ain't
nah.
it. This is
Those two, my two last videos are my all time favorites.
oh my.
As far as editing wise, like I have some top tier favorite videos that I love, but like those two videos that I literally just posted a couple of days ago are the ones that I was here. I was in my studio. I was editing them, and I was jumping up and down like I'm gonna kill him with these ones.
That was
Like I'm
flames.
gonna kill him with these ones. Like the transition of like the girl I was doing her face and neck. That was a fire transition.
Man.
Um, and then the circle one, the one where it was just literally me doing just doing her back, and it was like every time the beat changed, it was a different slide of different angles, doing the same thing and like keeping it in motion. um it was a fun edit, because as it looks like it's seamless,
Mm-hmm.
I'm moving the camera around each time and setting it back up and just trying to recreate the motion of the first one, because I don't know what sequence I'm doing. I just got to try to make it match up.
Yeah.
So like when I move the arm and I move it again the next one, I got to try to make it look like I moved it the same way. So when I do the edit, it's just all one thing.
Mm.
So it was difficult, but
That's
you know.
great. And that's the whole point. And this is what I don't think a lot of people understand. Like, you're doing all of it. You are placing the camera. You're recording it. It's first of all, if you thinking, oh, I would like, because a lot of people, oh, if you need to do a video or you want to post, I'll be your model. I was like, you really don't, because you're not gonna relax at all. It's gonna be a lot of stop and goes. There's gonna be a lot of
Mm-hmm.
instructions. You're not gonna just be able to lay there. It's not a free massage. You're volunteering to be almost like a mannequin. Okay, you're just
Mm-hmm.
here, and I move the arm here, move the head there, and whatever, and hopefully got a little bit of acting skills. So I mean, well, you don't have to act. When you're really good, you actually get some
Mm-hmm.
type of relaxation in there because it feels incredible. So that's authentic, but it's
Mm-hmm.
not 100% continuous because we're
Yes.
constantly trying to get shots. So for you to get those shots, you to get those angles and explain how you just did with it, and then take it back to the editing and then do those transitions with the coloring and the quality of it and with the music synchronized. You did
all from an iPhone.
from an iPhone?
The recording from an iPhone, the 11 Pro. That's
Oh
it.
my gosh. People wouldn't even know that. They're thinking like, who is this photographer or his videographer? He did it with the iPhone.
Yeah, with the iPhone. You just need lights, bro. You just need bright studio lights.
Man,
and then after that, bright studio lights, and then after that you do color correction to match whatever you like. So recently, like I said, I've found the color correction that I like. And basically I just try to match it up. So, my colors are blue and purple. So the video looks blue and purple.
Yeah, that's it.
But it just looks clear. So you don't really see like blues or purples, but it's dark. And if you like actually look at the video, it's blue and purple.
Oh man.
And we just try to match skin tones so people don't look crazy.
Yeah. I'm gonna step my game up. I told everybody, it's like, I gotta step my game up. I'm not posting anything else until this is better. Until this is better. Because what I've been
video
doing,
quality makes a big difference. Video quality makes a big difference.
Huge. It shows that professionalism. You know what I mean? In a way you can't really, because I've been doing it off of, because I got the Google Pixel, which is a good camera, not iPhone, but it's pretty good as well. It kind of,
I thought the Google Pixel better than it's only got a better camera
to me, but okay. I know there's a lot of iPhone users. I try not to. To me,
hey, a phone is a phone. I mean, I got two iPhones, but that's on its own. Like,
yeah, to me, it's either iPhone, Samsung, or a Pixel.
I got you.
I mean, well, you got other phones we can get into. You got like the OnePlus and all that, but those three here in America, made in America. Well, not really, because that's a whole nother topic. That's a whole nother topic. But yeah, man, that's incredible. Like, that gives people an idea of like, there's so many things you can do as a massage therapist that can open doors, from a podcast to editing. And especially you get good at it, you may have, other, if you want to expand in that way, you can do videography or editing for someone else and kind of help that point out. So it's multiple ways of how far you want to go with it. Make sure you get your CEUs and make sure you're certified in everything you do, and try to be the best that you can, man. This is from Indiana all the way to Jersey, man. This has been a pleasure. We got to do this again and bring even more therapists back. Because where we at now, I can have about 8 of y'all. We can put about 8 of us in here. We can have a real big discussion. So I'm building up to it.
I'm looking forward to it, man.
Always, man. And it's a pleasure. And for everybody listening, hopefully you got some gems today. Hopefully you got some different perspectives, some different ideas, some different mindset, business-wise, creativity-wise, all the above. And remember to resync back to yourself. Thank you for tuning in. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you share, like, comment, and subscribe so you can get notified on the new uploads to the channel. If you're watching this on my website, thezodiacexperience.com, make sure you join the email list where you can get notified on new episodes, or even a chance to join the live show, me and the audience, and even get some cool gear like this jacket and shirt. If you're listening to this on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple, iTunes, whatever you are, make sure you follow so you can get notified as well. And last but not least, if you're not following me on any of the social platforms, IG, Facebook, TikTok, etc., everything is at the Zodiac Experience. All the links, everything else could be found down below. Appreciate you tuning in. Once again, thank you. And remember to resync back to yourself.